To the bottom right-hand side, we are going to start with our blue Zerg player. Came through his group in second place yesterday after losing to Harstem, who has been killing it today. 3-0 colors, 3-1 against Solar. And here he is right now in this best of 5 winner bracket final. To the bottom right, our blue Zerg from NC Esports is Serral. And to the other left-hand side, the red Protoss player, it is from Serral Esports, Harstem. Wow, only 12 subscribers until 300. Crazy stuff yet again. I thought we'd start a dip away, and I really thought we wouldn't make it back up there, but nope, we are still pushing it. Crazy stuff. Remember, guys, it is half price on all new subs in September and October. If you're not already a sub, make the most of it. Even if it's not on our channel, go do it on your favorite streamer's channel if you're not already for whatever reason. It's super cheap and the streamers still get all the benefits as we set up into this. Headfield's Downstroke coming in with the Twitch Prime sub. Twitch Prime works as well, guys. Take this month's Smurf sub, you hard-working boy. Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime sub. Get some Wardy hearts in the chat, please, for Headfield's Downstroke. Another sub, 11 to go. Hype is real. Hype is real. Seems cheap getting people to pay my trip to BlizzCon. It's just a donation goal, dude. They don't have to pay if they don't want to. If they want to help me get there and do some interviews and make some content at BlizzCon, then they are more than welcome to. It's not really cheap. It's a matter of I either get to go or I don't. If my, my viewers want to donate for me to go, then I will go. Pretty sure I don't make more money than the majority of people in the stream as well. Don't know what you think Twitch is, but it's definitely not a fucking lucrative business when you're sort of my size of streamer. Few Zerglings going to push on up here at the right hand side. Harstem going to get chased away by these few Zerglings. Just the initial probe trying to see what's going on, just make sure there's no shenanigans in the early stages. So probe gets pushed away, and this overload from Serral just going to come in. Just going to be, just kind of sitting around to see what is up. Wait to see what the build's going to be from Harstem. Is he going to go Stargate? Is he going to go for Twilight? One of those openings will be the choice here, and it is going to be Stargate. So let's see that Stargate coming through. So yeah, obviously with the Stargate, an Oracle build is a big possibility. There's a lot of different ways you can go around this. Initially though, just an Oracle or two to harass and get some map control. See how Harstem plays it out, just a couple of depths. Going down towards the lower right hand side. So you see this overload overhead here from Serral. I'm just going to see this probe again being chrono boosted out right now. Just going to be seeing the Stargate again about to finish. So again, Oracle should definitely be on the way initially. Question is, will it be one Oracle or two? Will it be an Oracle into Phoenix? The Pneumatized Carapace is up. Serral's going to keep this overload here anyways, knowing he's got a bit longer to come in and scout once again. So he's going to just keep this around for now. We're just going to be seeing the Oracle again about halfway done at the moment. Nexus drops down towards the third, so Harstem just going to expand. Very standard play from him, nothing really too crazy. Not going to go for some kind of crazy big attack or anything along those lines. He just wants to get the Oracle up to keep himself safe, to expand, and go from there. So with a few Zerglings poke the front, but they don't come towards the third base just yet for whatever reason.
Game paused.
I'm going to ask for a pause. And hopefully we can fix that in a moment too. Sorry guys, I completely turned my mic down.
Resumed.
Sorry. I did turn my mic down a lot from where it used to be. Just knocked it or so as I went in to mute the mic when I last coughed or something. Sorry for that. Just going to see the Oracle coming down the lower right. We're going to be seeing it trying to do some bits and pieces, but two queens immediately and the Oracle will just have to turn away. Maybe not doing as much as it was initially intending. And the trifecta of Protoss mid-game structures now on the way up. Forge, Robo Facility, and the Twilight Council. Phoenix working his way through this overload, some damage being dealt. Obviously the Warp Prism is starting on up from Harstem as well. Setting on in towards this here. Phoenix is going to pick this Overlord off, so nice little pick off there. And again, this Overlord moving around too. A couple extra gates on the way down. Harstem will start to apply some pressure with this Warp Prism. And there's the Templar Archives dropping down as well to get those Archons on the way. So Archons, no charge upgrade just yet. I'm sure they'll come in just a few moments. Prism going to pop, and again, here we go. Harstem going to come on over towards this lower right-hand side. So Warp Prism coming on over here as we do see this Oracle again, just scouting around, keeping up the map control at this stage of the game. Couple more gears coming up over to the left, and again the single Oracle from Harstem moving around as well. Two Archons on the way in. Harstem here going to be ready to jump on in towards the Prism. Let's see what's going to happen. Going to get some damage done in the next few moments. Will go down. Again, just a nice little pick off initially. Some initial harassment. Slight supply block from Serral, actually making 7 more Overlords. Not quite what you'd expect from someone like Serral, but well, sometimes it happens. Archons will come down and Cells can begin to warp in, although Harstem doesn't have a lot of minerals to utilize here. And well, obviously the Banes coming in. That's where the Archons become very powerful. They're very good at trading with this Slinging Bane sort of setup. Love that. The two Banes going to the side to pick off that Stasis Ward. Cells go down, but the Archons traded well. Problem is the Prism is getting low on health. And obviously as the Prism gets low on health, it does get pushed away. Again, that Overlord just getting a bit more as well. You're going to see now a couple more High Templar and some more Zealots warping in once more. A lot more Link Bane on the way up from Serral to make sure he can push his way through this. Fourth Nexus dropping down from Harstem in the meantime. He sets up into Storm +2 attack. I mean, obviously committing a fair amount to this attack here, but has a follow-up plan as well. Has that sort of backup plan. As we're going to be seeing Stasis coming down, 4 more Zealots coming on in. We've seen the Zealots just attacking through this, and it is going to be quite nice. Oh, he doesn't get the kill though. Transfusions are good, but that's all the transfusions if he can get back in towards the base. These Archons still around the... well, I mean, you can see already the Prism is still healthy. A couple more Zealots will warp in here, splitting up his Archons to minimize damage. Nice pickup on those couple of Zealots to make... Oh, what? What's going on? The micro from Harstem's insane. The Archons keep picking up. The Zealots was saved before to make the most out of this. Okay, he doesn't get the base, but what a trade by Harstem. And now he does warp in more Zealots because he feels as though he can probably push on in once again to deal a little damage once more. Zealots here. Going to be here to come in once again. Going to be seeing the Archons ready to help out too. And we're just going to be seeing the Oracle pushing forward. He's going to try and help out. If this Oracle's actually targeting down the hatchery, Zealots get taken down. Archons juggling once more in the Prism. And now Harstem may just have to give up on actually getting a kill on this wolf. The reality is he's kept his opponent away from probing it, from droning it up. He's on 76 to 67 workers. He can't be upset about that. Gets another Overlord as well. This has already gone very well for Harstem. Resources lost 2.8 to 4.9k. And this is the exact sort of way in which Harstem has been winning the games yesterday against Serral as well. These trades and this micro has just been absolutely so perfect and so beautiful from him time and time again. Here we see one cell just being sacrificed. As you already see, so just in a good position. Oh, no way! And again, he gets every single bailing as he saves the Archon. And what, like 1 hit point? 2? So clutch by Harstem. There's now 4 base Protoss. Traded very well so far. Storms up, +2 is here. Immortals are coming out as well. Absolutely crazy. Harstem, what was this Archon on then? 1 hit point Archon, staying alive. Maybe didn't intend it to go all the way down 1 hit point. You can't quite judge that, but it was still a sick last-minute save. As now going to see the Lings and Hydras going to be pushing through. Would love to see the Archon kills, sure. Why not? 27 and 25. Wow. 52 kills between those two Archons that went aggressive. Absolutely crazy stuff there by Harstem. Throws down the Fleet Beacon, gets ready for the later stages of the game. He's just preparing to make sure he doesn't fall behind to anything right now. A few more Hydras on the way up, and we see some Lings and Banes coming in over towards the left-hand side here. Hydras will get rid of an Adept. few more Banes coming down, and it's a nice little deterrent for the Banes. Those storms obviously pushing them away quite nicely. Oracle's coming back over. Prism back over here will warp in a lot of Zealots, and the Queens will not be able to buy time. Remember, this hatchery is so low, it's not going to take a lot to get rid of it, and a few Zealots are probably going to be able to do the job right here. Nice warp-ins, and so far the Lingers and Hydras not really able to trade super well. Going to be able to make a bit more progress now. Meanwhile, some Banes try and hit the third base of Harstem. Doesn't happen though. Harstem defends nicely. Still has a Prism to the south side too. Pushing through the centers. An Archon, a Mortal Force. Not a lot of Zealots here just yet, but they warp in as you go. Obviously you can warp them pretty quickly. Stas is over to the northern side. Serral does have this base down here to relocate workers too. But again, it's the entirety of this game and how it's gone. Everything's been going Harstem's way in the early stages, through the mid game as well. And now this large push is going to be very difficult for Serral to deal with. I actually don't know how Serral deals with this push that's coming through here in the next few seconds. It's going to be very difficult indeed, as we have these few Zealots just going to back away and then apparently come back. I don't know why they're going all the way to the main base and back, but maybe they just gotta go and do their drills. So it's just on a journey. Two more Stargates on the way down. Again, answers to the Hive Tech coming into play already out of Harstem. He's just so ahead of the game right now, as we're going to be seeing. Well, here we go. An attack in from Serral. A couple of Storms to whip away at those Banelings. I think the reality is, as these Archons clean up a lot of the Zerglings, the Immortals will be here still as well to help out against the Hydras. There's still so many Storms available as well in the back. Ooh, these few Banes getting in here, though. May need to get a few more Zealots in the front. I mean, there's still not a lot of Hydras left. Because need a few more Zealots to make sure the Immortals just don't get completely targeted down super easily. You're going to see this base here now going to be in trouble. Some Zealots from the side going to cause some chaos as well. And there we go. Storms on the Hydras to help out. Hydras will get rid of this Warp Prism perhaps just in time to stop the Warp in. That's actually kind of huge here. Because now it means these Zealots will not be able to help out. And suddenly the Immortals all die. And Harstem loses a heck of a lot. And this is the first time in this game, I think, where Harstem has really suddenly got into a position where everything has gone wrong. I mean, not everything immediately in terms of the overall game, but that fight definitely went very wrong for him. And suddenly, Serral maybe is in with a bit of a fighting chance here. Hive finishing up in the Spire too. Greater Spire will be on the way shortly. Mothership will protect quite a lot, although these Lings will get cancelled on this base. Mothership moving away. No cancel, just a kill. Harstem Prism here hasn't done too much just recently either. Serral sending a few Zerglings around, setting up run-bys. We saw Serral playing from behind against Kalazur earlier today, and it was amazing how he was able to just pull himself back into that ZVT. Not just one game, but 2 or 3 games in a row. He started behind in the mid-game, and he really came back into it so powerfully. Harstem now rebuilding his Immortal and Archon count, getting set to go again. Just a little bit too aggressive there on this right-hand side. Warp Prism a bit too far forwards. Take a few more seconds, have those Zealots in front, and everything just goes so differently. You see him pushing forward through the center right now. Ling's actually counter-attacking again. These Immortals being left on their own. Harstem again, no cancel. Harstem's falling apart right now. As Serral about to hit Greater Spire. He's about to get to this stage, which becomes very powerful for him. He kills 19 workers on the 4th base as well. Harstem has to start cleaning this up. He has to start doing a better job of this. He has to stop making mistakes, which are letting Serral really come back into this game. Look at Harstem's Ecos lead throughout this game, and now it's disappearing. His army leader points to this game was huge, and now it's disappearing. Serral, 1 or 2 more plays which forces Harstem into mistakes, and suddenly he could very easily perhaps become, well, right back in this game, I suppose. He's coming up over to the left-hand side here. Some probes are going to go down. 3, 4, 5 workers going to get picked off here right away. Nice little pick-offs as we see this army of Harstem pushing on forwards. Some Zealots to the right-hand side as well, seeing what else is going to happen. Harstem going to be forced into a fight right here. Drops the Time Warp of all things. Obviously feeling as though he needs to get something, slow some of these units down from pushing forwards. Some of these Banes will be cancelled. Harstem's still pushing forwards desperately almost to try and make something happen here in the near future. So many Storms still available. Has to drop a couple more to get rid of those Banes, which he does. Now Lings from the left-hand side, though. We saw a couple of Banes did hit the High Templar, so they're gone now. More Zealots need to come in to protect these Immortals. 55 to 50 army supply. Zealots top side, ransacking a base once again. Now this hatchery going to be in trouble too. I mean, the thing is, Serral just doesn't have new units up yet, as Harstem looking to see what he can get done, looking to see where he wants to fight. Here's the Warp Prism rebuilding some High Templar. They won't have Storms right away, and I guess that's why he's probably going to build Mostly just Archons with these. Harstem still pushing forwards. There's actually 17 army supply ahead at the moment. Grabbing a couple of Hydras here will only help with that. Some Banes from the left-hand side. There's not a lot of Banes here, though. Although a few coming in from the right is doing a lot of damage. The Zealots get cleaned out. There goes the Mothership. 2 Archons and an Immortal left over. Continue to push on through. Some more Zealots are warping in. An Archon gets picked off. Nice micro. Picks up the Immortal to keep it alive here. Another round of Zealots. These Queens cannot seem to get on top of the Prism to shut that down. And now you're going to see this Phoenix continue to lift up a Queen with energy to stop the transfuse. That is beautiful. And that's another little something here, as this game really is just absolutely insane. Harstem has given up on taking the 5th base. He's just going to sit on the 4 for now. And they're just going to be seeing him pushing in towards this base up here to deny Serral down to 4 bases of his own. Although Serral's base down to the south side is very, very fresh. I think his Bane's coming in again. Splits up the Zealots. Does not want those Banes to go off on the Zealots, but he gets a few of them. Warp Prism is taking some more damage. It goes down. Suddenly Harstem is in a situation he was in before in this game, which is where he doesn't have the Prism to help him micro, to help him reinforce this position on the map. On the offensive, Harstem will be shut down. Serral holds 59 to 45 workers, 24 to 12 army supply. And the thing is, again, Serral has this base down south, which is fairly fresh. Harstem is really struggling in terms of where he can continue to mine from right now. He needs this 5th base here. He needs it. Sorry guys, just coughing again. As we do see the Zealots and the Archon down the left. I'm going to see what can happen. 70 minutes into what's been a crazy game number 1. Oh, Harstem doesn't see this. Oh, he does see this hatchery, but he's pulling back. I guess he needs to defend, or he wants to fight this here. Oh, an Archon getting caught in the center. Zealots charging. Not a lot of Banelings, I have to say, and that's a big deal, because the Banelings really are a big part of getting rid of the Zealots here to allow the Lings and Hydras to actually be successful. What on earth is going on? Bane's gonna start morphing. Zealots do charge forwards. A couple of Bane's gonna run on in, and again, a little bit of damage being done there. Hydra's still setting up a few more Banelings as well. One more Archon just setting up 2. Oh, the Banes are going to get the Zealots, though. And that's the issue. If the Banes are getting the Zealots, there's just Archons left over, really. And that's what the Hydras can work against very easily. Another High Templar warped in. 2 more Zealots as well. Harstem just barely has any money left. And that's going to be GG. Heartbreaker for Serral. For Harstem. So the upper right-hand side of the map, somehow, some way, bringing himself a victory in game number 1. It's our Blue Zerg player. It is Serral from NC Sports. He dug deep. He went all the way. And he was able to take game number 1 after being so far behind. Bottom left-hand side, our Red Protoss player. Can he maintain his composure after a loss like that? It's so difficult to just say to yourself, okay, I had him. You know, okay, I made some mistakes. It's so difficult not to let that get into your mind. To the bottom left-hand side, the Red Protoss player is Harstem. How are we all feeling in the chat? How did you enjoy game number 1? If game number 2 is anything similar, we would be blessed with maybe one of the best series of the year, because that really was already an incredible first game. Let's see what we follow up with moving onwards. It was so sick, says Lunar SC. Game 1 was great, says DSC League, except for the part where Harstem lost. Like KM says Backers88. Maybe a bit too much information, but okay, okay. GG from Iron Warsmith. Welcome again to the Wardy family. Alright. What a setup. What a setup. Going into game number 2 then, looking to see what's going to happen. As we have got the hatch gas pool opening here from Serral. Harstem, nothing too crazy from himself just yet. Serral can make a good run in this event, I think. Could probably win it, honestly. I mean, you think about it right now, he did lose to Harstem yesterday 3-2, but he definitely has the ability to beat Harstem, right? And we've seen he's got the ability to beat Solar just earlier today in the winner bracket semis. So Serral, I think it's fair to say I think all these players have the potential to go all the way. Are these replays going to be available? Yep. We do give out all the replays that we're allowed to on stream, and these ones we have not been told we can't give out. So we'll be giving these out to our subscribers in the next few days. I don't know if we're going to send them out today, because we don't have that many new replays to send out. It might be just in a couple of days, but we will be sending out the new replay pack in just a couple of days from now to all subs. Always a great reason to subscribe to most channels. I guess most StarCraft channels give out replays, right? But it's just a nice little bonus for you guys for supporting the stream. Awesome with the proxied Stargate. Now with this, the idea is that against the Stargate, even if you sort of don't see it, you might prepare for it as Solar. But everything is really kind of built around specific and very fine timings. And so setting up into a proxy Stargate like this, you could maybe just catch those timings off guard, find the points of the game where Solar just isn't quite ready for that Oracle to fly in. Maybe you just find a whole bunch more workers than you were expecting, and it could just put you into a lead to play from there. Oracle will go straight towards the mini. He's going to go into Phoenix behind this to start hunting down Overlords, is the general way you use that Phoenix. And there you go, you see the Spore Crawler on the way down. Obviously, if this was not proxied, the Spore Crawler would be kind of, here and ready in time for the Oracle arriving. You'll see so far 6, now 7 workers killed. Very successful first Oracle of the game from our man Harstem. Seven drones picked off nice and quickly here. Exactly what Harstem's wanting. And now we're going to see, obviously, the Stargate has been found. Solar knows the timings of this and knows that sorry, not Solar. Serral knows the timings of this and knows this has to be a proxy to be able to have come on through like it just did and to hit at this sort of timing. And so there he goes. He starts to clean that up. And yeah, I mean, that's obviously the negative side of this from Harstem. You lose the Stargate. On the plus side, Harstem's not really being shown us very many kind of Stargate-based builds throughout the mid-game, etc. So that's something to keep in mind. Not being a lot of Stargate-based build orders. We've had a lot of Stargate-based build orders. Then obviously you get set up into that sort of situation where, if you don't need the Stargate, then, it's fine to give it away. Maybe later in the game you need that Stargate, but we'll see if he goes back into it. What's in it? Up Inject Virus, my man Mix coming in with a 22-month resub. Getting another, can we get another set of Wardy Hearts up in the chat? See some love rolling around in here. For some 22 months, that's a fairly decently long resub. Very, very much do appreciate. Phoenix still flying around, a couple of Zerglings here. Gonna get rid of this Stargate. Stargate does drop. And again, this Hydra Den on the way back down from Serral here in the corner. Revelation going down, and again, the Oracle just gonna have to pull away back to the center once more. Augments on the way up. A few more Hydras as well. And you can see this time Serral just really committed to very early Hydralisks. No Baneling Nest is the big difference so far. It means it's generally going to be a much more aggressive composition, much more kind of Hydralisk-based focus. Which means that Harstem will have to kind of focus a bit more on Storm, or some sort of splash damage to help him work his way through what will be a larger Hydra count than usual. Oracle pulling back down towards the bottom left. There's Overlord moving around with this Phoenix chasing it. A little bit of a run by into the third base as Serral continues to go for a little bit more damage here in these early stages. And a couple of Adepts, a few Zealots coming in. Some nice pickoffs there to get rid of a few more Lings to go from there. Immortal on the way up from this robot facility. A few more gateways. A Storm upgrade coming through too on the Templar Archives. I mean, again, Harstem doing exactly as I was kind of expecting to against what isn't a Hydraling Bane force, but rather just a Hydraling force for the early stages here. So you continue to set on up and build up at this point. Harstem going to be flying on around with this Oracle as well. We'll be coming on in to try and get a bit more information or a bit more of an idea as to what's going on and maybe as to where you should attack and where you shouldn't. And Ling's just getting pushed back here in that Overseer. Gonna fly on in towards the main base in the next few moments too, so Overseer up in towards the main, and just gonna see another gateway and another pylon coming on down. Just in the main base. Fourth Nexus coming on to play a couple of pylons as well. I'm just gonna be seeing that Templar Archive. Storm will be finishing in just a few moments' time. Serral, Zergon's gonna come on in towards this Adept. Actually gonna start getting a bit of a surround on that, so Adept's gonna be going down in the next few seconds. This little pick off. Oracle is getting pushed away by the Hydras. Still this War Prism just flying around to see what's going to happen next. Harstem a little bit unlucky there. The fact that he just sort of went to warp-in mode just as those Hydras revealed themselves. It was a very unfortunate moment. War Prism down to Serral, denying any sort of potential harassment here. As Ling's down Hydra's going to come and burst through these rocks. Burst through these rocks and obviously open a pathway through in towards this fourth Nexus. Here we go. The aggression is going to kick on up. It is going to be Ling Bane Hydra now. The Banes got introduced much later into this. So the Bane's coming on through and, well, can Harstem defend? He's got Storm. He's got Archons and Immortals. He's got what he needs. It's now about the fights and how good he can take these fights. A lot about defending against this Ling Bane Hydra is about just hanging on there time to time. It can be difficult, it can be frustrating, but it can definitely pay off if you could do. Because generally the Zerg will not be trading super well. And so if you're able to kind of come in and kind of, if you're able to come in and, while the Zerg isn't trading super well, you're able to keep on defending. Eventually you do find yourself in a position where the Zerg is still just stuck on Ling Bane Hydra, but your army is very, very powerful. And that's when you can kind of win games, despite the consistent aggression that can come through sometimes with Ling Bane Hydra. Hydras and Bane's going to split on up, because they're going to come around to the right-hand side watchtower. I mean, in general, they're moving in the same direction, just a little bit of a path indifference. Oracle drops a Revelation. Very nearly goes down. Some drop lords here from Serral. He's going to start trying to pressure in towards the main. It'll be an interesting time for Harstem to try and fight this, but he's going to see the drop lords, I think. And seeing the drop lords obviously gives him reason to try and figure out how to fight this. He's going to have to pull some units back in towards the main. He's going to leave some Archons here. They're going to be okay for now. He just has to split this up correctly, and again, that's easier. Well, it's always easier said than done when it comes to a pro player being able to split their units up to deal with harassment in multiple locations. Hydra's going to come on through, and again, Zealots will be able to force the lift up back here, but there's no anti-air to take down those Overlords. Well, Serral's still on the offensive at the front. He's using that as a distraction, but Harstem's going to leap on this before this Banelin's ready. Getting some good damage onto some of those Hydras and maybe disencourage them from continuing. Serral's actually into the natural though, and again, these drops will continue to be a massive issue for Harstem. He's having to commit so much of his army running around all over the place to try and deal with this. And now those units are going to jump in over towards the third base too, looking for some more damage. Banes are set up here, most of Serral's army a bit further back though. Just drop back down into the back. And again, as Harstem kind of, gets some time as, ooh, well that's nasty. Bane's doing some good damage here, 15 workers dropping, but Harstem's still only 10 workers behind, not the end of the world. But it's one of these situations where, where basically Harstem is building up a more and more powerful army because Serral isn't trading it out. So he's getting more tech-based units, he's getting more Archons, more Storm Energy, more Immortals, and that's the sort of things which are going to be able to, really kind of push through the Ling Bane Hydra force. We'll see these Zealots are finally dealing with this harassment. Harstem again, workers lost, but still sitting at a fairly comfortable worker count for the stage of the game. Only 10 workers behind the Zerg. It's fine when he's playing the more efficient composition. Some Storms blocked those those Force Fields blocked the Balins initially. And then the Archons burst through. Storm's now coming down, liking those Storms on top of Hydras and Banes. Harstem making some good progress forwards right here. And again, has Serral just not done enough with his Ling Bane up until this point. Some more Storms on top of some more of these Banes. Perfectly done. The High Templar in the back gets saved by the Warp Prism as well. Clutch play by Harstem. And keeping those High Templar alive is really awesome here because he got pretty much every Baneling as they ran on free trying to hit them there. Another 11 probes going down, but now drones going down around the map also. And Harstem is up 30 army supply. Man, he was so far ahead in game one. This could have been Harstem pushing in towards a 2-0 scoreline. As it stands, he's looking to tie things up one apiece. Going to be seeing the Archons morphing in once again. He's going to be seeing a few more Zealots warping in too here. There's the There is the status sword cutting on up. It's going to be seeing the Lingers, Banes, and Hydras coming on in from a bit of a surround. We're going to see Banes crashing into all the Zealots, though, and Harstem is once again maybe overcommitting slightly in towards these fights. Getting himself fully surrounded, and I mean, he just keeps doing this. He gets again just a little overzealous when things are just going so well for him. Suddenly everything changes once more, and Harstem is pushed back into a little bit of an issue once again. Lings Hydra's a single Baneling is going to be setting up, picks off a status ward. Serral has held on, and from being in a 30 army supply deficit, is once again now in an army supply lead. Harstem just gets ahead, and then he just seems to throw it with the later fights. As you can see, this War Prison coming down towards the south side. I see his Overlord is going to drop in towards the main. You see a few more Zealots just warping in here as well. So here we go. Lings and Hydra is going to start to unload. You see results thinking about starting to charge on forwards. And a few Zealots just going to be warping in here, and again, just going to be seeing the Hydra's Banes. Let's see what else might happen. A single Zealot taking the lead once again. I mean, again, there's a lot of units in this main base right now. War Prism will go down, man. When does this War Prism not go down? Storm on his own Zealots there in the end. And these Hydras are still going to remain a threat up in the skies. More High Templar morphing into Archons right now. Double overcharge will not last too long, though, as Banes are chasing down these probes. Here come the Immortals to try and help out. A Storm. Assassin actually saves the day from a couple of those Banelings. Archons taken down, though, and again, Harstem is in full-on defense and sort of trying to figure out how on earth you get back into this game kind of situation here. Hydra's in the main, going to be looking to see where they can go. Going to find themselves some pylons. Robo Facility could be a great target too. This again, just so annoying because every single time Harstem finally gets something in position to deal with this, he has to, you know, they lift up. They lift up, they go back in the Overlords, there's no answer to that. So frustrating from Serral. And of course, Harstem just got to be kicking himself. He was in such a good position all over again, as he was in such a good position. He once again overextended onto the creep, got himself surrounded, took a horrific fight compared to what he'd been taking throughout the rest of the game. And now we're going to be seeing, well, Banes continue to roll on forwards, trying to do a little bit more. Harstem is just struggling to hold on, though, as Serral will bust his way through this fourth base. And this is just kind of the class of Serral, isn't it? Even when he looks dead, he does what he needs to force mistakes, to find the opportunities and the engagements to bring him back into the game. And at this point, I don't really know what else Harstem is looking to do here. This Archon's going to drop down. These Immortals are going to go down. The Hydra force is just too high. GG. And for 2 games in a row, Harstem has been in a winnable position. So I'm not to see. This is a great one for Serral. Counterattacks, large, multiple bases. Easy to put yourself in between the bases of your opponent. Top left-hand side, opener of the proxy hatchery. He's going to change it up then. Serral, our blue Zerg, to the upper left-hand side. His opponent bottom right is the red Protoss player. It is Harstem. And while he does probe scout early in the game, and you'll see the gas pool without a hatch. Let's see when he figures out that this is the proxy. Coming around the left-hand side. Can I shout at my mom on stream? Sure. Shout out to my mom. She made me some nice pasta to eat today while I was casting. She made it for me so I could bring it with me to the studio and be nibbling away during the breaks. Just finished it actually during the last break, so there you go, Bob. There's, for whatever reason you need, a shout out to my mum. Hatchery is proxied, and so far Harstem still don't know it, although he knows something is up. Roach Orin on the way down. Serral looking to put a quick end to this game. Mortals going to be the answer from Harstem. Robo Facility starts to come into play here. Makes a lot of sense. The Mortals are very good in general. Very tanky units, a lot of damage output against most things. Just the fact they stay alive so long, those barriers, those shields that regen, goes a long way to helping defend things like this. Again, Harstem is still unaware, right, of where this is. He's scouting all around the map and is yet to actually still find a proxy. With the fact, to the point where he's actually scouting 2 probes. There it is. Finally finds it. There's a couple of lings jumping into the main. No damage yet. Zealot chasing those Zerglings down. As the first Roach is on the way up. Serral, obviously with double gas, is going to have the gas to make Ravages almost instantly. Harstem currently making his first Immortal. And for him, this is all about defending properly, defending well, for long enough to be set up into a position where he can just get multiple Immortals, and that's where he really will be able to save himself in this game. Harstem definitely not, you know, he's not kind of completely unawares of playing against a build like this. He played against it at WCS Montreal, and he played against Scarlet in quarterfinals, round of 16. He played against Scarlet. Another Ravager starts to morph in. We're going to be seeing a couple more piles, and well, one pylon goes down. Actually, funnily enough, one of the pylons powering the gateway. So the gateway currently unpowered. That's annoying because every single unit will count here in this defense. So we're going to stay on the offensive, and it's going to be seeing some more piles. Ooh, kills the pylon, delaying warp gate, but also gets the mothership core. No more overcharges. Mothership core begins to rebuild, transfusing the Ravager as well. And this gateway is going to be in trouble, man. It's going to be unpowered. And that cyber core is obviously in a lot of trouble as well right now. Serral continues to push on forwards. Queens, Ravages, and a Roach or 2 mixed into this, and wow, he's going to look for another pylon kill. He gets this pylon before the mothership core is out. Well, he doesn't quite, but he will get a couple more shots on it. He gets low, but doesn't go down. Harstem stays alive for the moment. 2 Immortals now obviously makes this a much easier sort of defensive setup. Mothership core going to come forwards again, and Harstem obviously isn't even going to try and contest that. I think because he's, you know, it's faster to actually lose the mothership core and to rebuild it for a new overcharge than it is to just straight up wait for an overcharge. Obviously it costs some money, but he feels as though it's a worthwhile investment to just have the next overcharge ASAP. And here we go, overcharge is coming, Valve's coming down. That cyber core just finishes warp gate in time. Wow, a few seconds difference. That could have been crazy. I mean, if he loses warp gate, then obviously Harstem's in a completely different world in terms of how he follows up from this. It's going to be seeing Immortals backwards and forwards, but trying to bait some bits and pieces. Feeling is on the way up, a couple of Roaches too. A few Zerglings pop out, and they're just going to sit just north of this hatchery. Again, these Immortals just pushing forwards for a few moments. Another Immortal pops out as well. Another Zealot coming on down. Ling speed is about to finish up. Awesome though, again, the more time he buys, the better a position he is in. Because he has more Immortals, and obviously there's more Ravages from Serral, but Immortals usually are the kind of the key defense in an attack like this. See how the micro goes on either side, back and forth a little bit between them. Already 1-2, Ravager's getting picked off here. Ling is going to come in for the surround, though. Going to trap those Immortals. If the Immortals are trapped, the Corrosive Bars will be very powerful, remember. He's going to get the kills on a couple of these Immortals already. That's really nice. The wave of Zerglings really coming in and being a little bit of a surprise. Harstem trying to hold on 2 bases as well, remember. So he can afford to take some damage because he's got this second base up. If he holds this would be a huge lead for him. Corrosive Bars again, though, helping to get rid of pylons. And Harstem about to be supply blocked as well. A force field doesn't even get this kill on that Ravager there because the Zerglings come in to save it, plus a transfusion. Now we're going to be seeing the Mothership Core pulling all the way back to the corner along with these Immortals. Next overcharge is 10 energy away. Queens transfusing each other once more. It's the high energy Queen that's taking most of the damage, but he's got transfusions left, and again, the Ravagers just don't die, and Serral is doing more than just breaking through. He is going to win this game, I think. As we're going to be seeing Harstem will drop to the lower bracket final to play against Solar. He played a valiant game here against Serral, a valiant series. This could have been just 2-1 for him if he'd lost this game but won the previous 2 when he could have done. He made mistakes though, mistakes were made, he'll know that. Hopefully something he can keep in mind going up against Solar, knowing that this wasn't a completely hopeless series. This was a series